Okay, today we are doing a video on the Mclaren Senna. I thought that would be interesting to do a video on.
Mclaren Senna GTR.
What's so different about the Mclaren Senna GTR?
Born to devour any track. An instant legend, the Mclaren Senna GTR took its performance further than any other with the objective to deliver the quickest McLaren lap times outside F1. It had the same raw purity of focus as the McLaren Senna, but set free from all road and motorsport regulations, ruthlessly pared back, sculpted and honed, strictly for the track. The Senna GTR's figures speak volumes. Power to weight is 645 PS per ton. Downforce was up to 1,000 kilograms. Just 75 vehicles were made, and like its road-legal predecessor, all were sold within days of the car's unveiling. The power-to-weight ratio, for example, it comes in at 694 PS per ton. That's the highest of any track-focused McLaren. And the downforce. The McLaren Senna GTR delivers up to 1,000 kilograms of the stuff. Imagine what that would feel like. This is simply the most extreme, engaging and raw track experience, and nothing less. The McLaren Senna GTR has a formidable power source. The ferocious McLaren M840 TR 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 that made the road-legal Senna so ballistic, but developing 825 PS, an extra 25 PS, and 800 nanometers of torque. Place this glorious engine in the perfect, mid-mounted position in an ultra-light, razor-sharp track car and the results are spectacular. But it's not all about raw power. There is also motorsport-derived suspension that delivers poise and superb handling. The kind of precision and control that brings car and driver as close as possible. Carbon fiber defines the core structure of every McLaren. The Senna GTR is no exception. It's built around our immensely strong and super light carbon fiber monocoque. The perfect platform for delivering shattering performance, laser-precise handling and a remarkably composed ride. In the GTR, things are taken to another level, honed for competition, fine-tuned for the track, making the Mclaren Senna GTR's mono-cage 3R the absolute race-focused apex of McLaren chassis design. And it was competition-ready from the start, with FIA-certified 6-point harness fixing points. An experience this intense doesn't feel legal. And, on the road, it isn't. The Mclaren Senna GTR was designed to be totally focused on dominating race circuits. And this extreme, single-minded approach can be seen in every carbon fiber surface and form. From the radical enlarged front splitter and dive planes, to the rear diffuser and integrated rear wing end plates. Together, these signature elements contribute to incredible aerodynamic efficiency and huge downforce, 200 kilograms more than the road-legal Senna. It's simply mind-bending. For high-speed stability, grip and driver confidence, the Mclaren Senna GTR raised the game. The Mclaren Senna GTR rewrote so many rules. Its highly advanced aerodynamics made it a dynamic revolutionary using a host of groundbreaking technology first developed in Formula One. The GTR active rear wing with air brake and drag reduction system, DRS, is a prime example. Working in harmony with the front aero blades, it pivots automatically, reducing drag at high speed, or increasing downforce under braking. It's all about optimizing weight transfer, harnessing airflow and putting it to the best possible use. And it's partly why the McLaren Senna GTR's huge performance potential has always been so remarkably accessible.
Wow. McLaren Senna is a very good road car and a track car. But we're not talking about the road car, we're talking about the track purpose build. But probably a lot more people would shoot to go fast in this car if they could. Like, they would hit the pedal to the metal if they could. If they weren't so scared of wrecking such $1 million car, they probably, I don't know if it's $1 million, but it's pretty pricey for a brand new car. And being that it's a sports car, it's a really good car for what it's built for. Because it being a sports car, it probably beats some of the cars that us people that don't have money, it probably beats some of our McLaren. It probably beats a Mustang or a Dodge Charger, a brand new Mustang, or a Dodge Charger, or even the Dodge Viper, even if it's bone stock from the dealer. If any of these cars are bone stock and it was racing the actual street Senna, it probably would beat it.
The McLaren Senna GTR is always on the driver's side, with a whole host of driver-focused racing technology. The anti-collision radar system is a perfect example. This came straight from high-end endurance racing and provides a major advantage on track, because peripheral vision is reduced by a race helmet. The system delivers vital live information about the position of other cars. It also sends alerts about cars passing on the left or right. For absolute focus and control, the racing steering wheel and race driver display put the fundamentals exactly where they need to be, at a driver's fingertips. Technology was also developed to help drivers improve and refine their skills. The VBox HD records input from the car's sensors and video footage from driven laps. So, after a drive, it's possible to scrutinize each move, and all data, to get faster and more competitive. The McLaren Senna GTR was designed to communicate. The driver receives a rich flow of feedback, in every sense. With pit-to-car radio and intercom, it's easy to talk to trackside crew, so they can be ready to provide instant services whenever the driver returns to the pits. The system also allows communication between driver and co-driver, or the race coach on track. Information is power, and power had never felt quite like it does from the McLaren Senna GTR's FIA racing seats. These super light carbon fiber seats provide perfectly judged support, ready for the high G-forces experienced during cornering and braking. Register interest. Contact a retailer or register your interest to be kept up to date with the latest McLaren automotive news. Register interest. Celebrating McLaren's ultimate driver Aaron Senna. Absolute performance. The fastest lap times of any road legal McLaren at the time. The Senna lapped circuits faster than any previous McLaren road car. The driving experience was also on another level. Intense, immersive, placing the driver at the very heart of the experience. Every element of the McLaren Senna was shaped for uncompromising performance and raw focus, to create the purest connection between driver and car, because the driver feels hardwired into the experience. Unparalleled feedback is key, a total connection with road and track that underpins judgment and confidence, and transforms the feeling of driving at very high speeds. The McLaren Senna communicates its every intent so that driver and car respond as one. Uncompromising circuit performance. Its suspension technology was developed from the astonishing McLaren P1TM with hyper-advanced race active chassis control too. This innovative hydraulic suspension uses race mode to significantly reduce ride height, lower the center of gravity, and the 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 at the heart of the McLaren Senna was also groundbreaking. With 800 PS, 800 nanometers and 700 nanometers available at just 3,000 revolutions per minute, it was the most powerful McLaren road engine upon the car's launch. The powertrain features race-inspired dry sump lubrication, flat-plane crankshaft, and lightweight connecting rods and pistons to reduce mass. Its iconic roof-mounted snorkel feeds air into a bespoke carbon fiber plenum on top of the mighty engine, which, combined with low-inertia twin-scroll turbochargers and electronic wastegats, delivers instant throttle response. Its suspension technology was developed from the astonishing McLaren P1TM with hyper-advanced race-active chassis control too. This innovative hydraulic suspension uses race mode to significantly reduce ride height, lower the center of gravity, and increase aerodynamic forces. Also, the hydraulic suspension allows relative compliance at lower speeds in race mode, adding mechanical grip. As speeds increase, it stiffens up, compensating for the greater aerodynamic load that could otherwise cause grounding on bumpy circuits. Here was, in true McLaren form, a host of groundbreaking performance technology. With such ferocious power on tap, braking had to be highly advanced. The carbon ceramic brakes used racing technology, and each disc took 7 months to create. F1-inspired front calipers featured a super stiff monoblock design and 6 ventilated pistons to keep temperatures down. A brake booster designed for the track-only McLaren P1TM GTR delivered superb modulation and pedal feel. Braking performance was predictably phenomenal. 200 km per hour, 124 miles per hour. to a standstill took just 100 meters. A car with such extreme capabilities needed bespoke tires. Developed in conjunction with technical partner Pirelli, the Pirelli P0TM Trofia R tire was created to excel on a dry racetrack, but crucially, it was approved for road use, allowing the Senna to be driven to the circuit. The unique asymmetrical tread pattern provides incredible lateral grip, while the tire's immense strength maintains its shape during high-speed cornering. A special compound was designed to minimize braking distances, increase consistency of response between front and rear axles, and to heighten on-center steering response. The Senna's dual-clutch 7-speed gearbox delivers power from the mid-mounted engine to the rear wheels, perfect for balance and engagement. Ignition cut technology, adopted from F1, momentarily cuts the fuel spark during gear shifts for the fastest possible change, and is accompanied by a dramatic RL crack on both upshifts and downshifts. The meticulously developed launch control function delivers astounding straight-line performance. 0 to 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds. 0 to 124 miles per hour, 200 kilometers per hour, in 6.8 seconds. And 0 to 186 miles per hour, 300 kilometers per hour in 17.5 seconds. Maximum speed is 208 miles per hour, 340 kilometers per hour. Mclaren Senna form follows function. The design language of the Senna was a landmark in our story. No other McLaren looked like the McLaren Senna, because no other McLaren had ever been shaped by such uncompromising performance targets. Our designers and engineers pushed all boundaries, even further than the McLaren P1TM. Extreme downforce and the ability to transfer the aerodynamic balance between front and rear were guiding principles. These elements underpinned the car's prowess, delivering supreme driver confidence and ultimate lap times. The Senna's hyper-aggressive appearance is a distillation of McLaren's form-follows-function design philosophy, relentlessly pursuing aerodynamic efficiency and high downforce. The designers cut and pared the shrink-wrapped body to reduce weight. This is recognizably a McLaren, but every line from front to rear is punctuated by a functional intake or vent, for the sake of ultimate performance. Everything you see reflects and celebrates the extreme engineering of the vehicle with brutal honesty. The rear clamshell of the Senna is defined entirely by the demands of aerodynamics and cooling. A prominent gurney flap ahead of the step louvers repels air, directing it around the sides of the vehicle and up towards the trademark rear wing. The resulting area of low pressure draws hot air from the high temperature radiators and engine bay, while the step louvers progressively link airflow to the trailing edge of the vehicle and rear wing. This was radical design in 2018. It still is. The McLaren Senna uses the immensely strong, stiff and lightweight mono cage 3 complete with an innovative double-walled carbon fiber upper rear structure. It was naturally engineered for track work from the start, with stowage space for 2 race helmets and suits. A perfect blend of form and function. There is, of course, no room for additional luggage, clearly reflecting the Senna's unblinking track focus. Owners were able to specify 6-point racing harnesses for both driver and passenger, and even an MSO-defined powered drink system, to ensure optimal hydration during extended circuit running. The McLaren Senna's exhaust system is like no other, beautifully crafted from lightweight Inconel and titanium. The unique slash-cut pipes exit through the rear deck, painstakingly engineered to reduce weight. They are highly efficient and effective. Exhaust upthrust actually contributes to the car's aerodynamic performance, and their distinctive positioning also helps engine cooling. The unmistakable exhaust sound intensifies as revs rise 10 decibels for every 2,000 revolutions per minute, soaring with thrilling effect right to the engine's rev limit. The McLaren F1-inspired doors are a classic Senna innovation. They have unique glazed panels made from lightweight toughened Gorilla Glass, and create an intimate connection between driver and environment. Inspired by the 360-degree vision experienced by helicopter pilots, these iconic doors provide fantastic visibility and an unmatched sense of drama as light floods into the cabin. The immense strength of the Mono Cage 3 allows for incredibly slim roof pillars that enhance the excellent view through the deep, wide windscreen, and across the front fenders, for perfect placement through every corner. From within the cockpit of the McLaren Senna, the extreme engineering is clear to see. The 3-spoke steering wheel is free of buttons and switches, creating a pure focus on the sensory feedback. The door release mechanisms and window switches have been moved to the center of the vehicle, to a roof-mounted console. Alcantara covers the side airbags, but the removal of further interior trim saves weight. Even the gas door struts are exposed to save vital grams. stopping short of removing the second seat altogether. The interior of the McLaren Senna is unashamedly antisocial and utterly focused upon the driver. Innovation masterclass. Advanced aerodynamic effectiveness. These elements have always been essential to the driver fully exploiting the absolute performance of the McLaren Senna. Extensive use of carbon fiber ensured that this was the lightest McLaren since the iconic F1. With revolutionary suspension developed from the McLaren P1TM, Senna generates race car beating levels of downforce. While the chassis is tuned to communicate so vividly with the driver that they can unlock all the immense performance potential, the McLaren Senna produces up to 800 kilograms of downforce. This incredible figure was made possible by the active front aero blades and active rear wing, the keys that unlocked such extreme aerodynamic performance. This innovative active aero design harnesses airflow, optimizes vehicle balance and keeps the aerodynamic window as broad as possible. As a result, the driver can push closer and closer to limits that get higher and higher as speed increases. Driver confidence grows, allowing them to brake, carry more speed into corners and get back on the throttle earlier. It's an intoxicating balance. The McLaren Senna combined all of McLaren's knowledge up to the time of its development, creating next-generation world-beating suspension. Race Active Chassis Control 2, RCC2 was designed to generate and manage exceptionally high aerodynamic loads and create uncompromising track performance. RCC2 allows the McLaren Senna to be driven on the road in relative comfort. However, select race mode and it will deliver astonishing lap times, with levels of downforce never seen before in a road car, alongside roll stiffness that compares with a GT3 specification racer. A setup that is the very definition of no compromise. The all-carbon fiber body is incredibly light and has the immense structural rigidity needed to perform under the extreme aerodynamic forces encountered at high speeds on track. At 150 miles per hour, under massive aero loads, the front splitter deflects less than 10 millimeters. The rear wing is equally impressive, and carbon fiber wing is equally impressive, and carbon fiber construction allows it to support more than 100 times its own weight in downforce. Both the roof-mounted snorkel intake and the intake plenum above the engine are pure carbon fiber, lowering the Senna's center of gravity. The total weight of every single interior component is less than 60 kilograms. Each individual super lightweight carbon fiber racing bucket seat was constructed using stiffer and lighter double-skin shell technology. At 3.35 kilograms, McLaren's engineers delivered a 33% weight reduction compared with using conventional carbon fiber processes, while 475 grams was saved on each seat by using 7 individual paddings on high-pressure points, instead of a complete foam layup. McLaren's legendary pursuit of weight reduction is everywhere on the Senna. The unique paint color of Caliber Black was a lightweight paint specially formulated to reduce the volume of liquid needed. Parts often ignored or taken for granted were reassessed. In keeping with the singular focus of the car, the license plate plinth can be specified with a quick-release option that uses lightweight magnets. This minimizes the number of fixings needed and requires no tools for swift removal at the track. A lightweight lithium-ion battery came as standard. The drive of the team behind the McLaren Senna was relentless, inexhaustible. Having met their weight targets, they committed to a further 5% reduction, hunting out every last gram of possible savings. The doors on the Senna are less than one-third of the weight of the dihedral doors on series production McLarens. A rear fender pane weighs just 2.87 kilograms. Benchmarked against the first Ultimate Series, the weight of an individual rear light has been reduced by 50% to a single kilogram. McLaren Senna facts and figures.
Do we need to read all that? I don't think so.
The legend of Ayrton Senna. Today, Ayrton Senna is remembered as one of Formula One's greatest racing drivers. His 3 world championships, 41 race wins and 65 pole positions are testament to his uncompromising talent, to his single-minded focus in the pursuit of victory, and to his unmatched feel for and intuitive connection with his race cars.
That's a lot.
Ayrton Senna's time at McLaren helped define both the man and the team. 6 years that have become legend. His indomitable spirit has always been alive at McLaren, and the new Ultimate Series that bears his name will further amplify both his link with McLaren and his global legacy. In 2024, 30 years after his final race, McLaren Automotive and McLaren Racing collaborated to celebrate the life, spirit and racing achievements of Ayrton Senna, paying tribute to the legend and the man himself, through a series of exclusive events. Under the banner of Senna 30, These occasions were each designed to evoke and embrace a true McLaren hero. The McLaren Senna was the first McLaren to be inspired directly by one of our greatest drivers. F1 legend Ayrton Senna's name is a fitting one for this pure, no-compromise McLaren track car. The McLaren Senna will always be recognized and revered by McLaren road car and motorsport fans across the world. But its unique charisma also helps to draw attention to Ayrton Senna's enduring legacy beyond the racetrack, shedding light on the incredible charitable work of the Instituto Ayrton Senna, IAS, which provides comprehensive education to the children of Brazil. A story that lives on today. Ayrton Senna is remembered as one of Formula One's greatest racing drivers. His 3 world championships, 41 race wins and 65 pole positions are testament to his uncompromising talent, to his single-minded focus in the pursuit of victory, and to his unmatched feel for and intuitive connection with his race cars. Ayrton Senna's time at McLaren helped define both the man and the team. 6 years that have become legend. His indomitable spirit has always been alive at McLaren, and the new Ultimate Series that bears his name will further amplify both his link with McLaren and his global legacy. The Ayrton Senna Institute. Never before has a McLaren road or race car been inspired by one of our greatest drivers, but the McLaren Senna bears the name of legendary Formula One TM driver Ayrton Senna, befitting its status as the ultimate McLaren track car. While the McLaren Senna will be a star to McLaren road car and motorsport fans across the world, it is also crucial that this new McLaren brings into focus Ayrton Senna's enduring legacy away from the racetrack, highlighting the incredible charitable work of the Instituto Ayrton Senna, IAS, which provides comprehensive education to the children of Brazil. Ayrton Senna's indomitable spirit has always been alive at McLaren, but the McLaren Senna will amplify his legacy around the world. McLaren is proud to announce an official collaboration with the IAS, and a significant donation that supports its ongoing work with underprivileged children in Brazil. In its first years of operation, the IAS benefited tens of thousands of children, and today it helps up to 2 million annually in practically every state of Brazil through the provision of vital education. McLaren is committed to ensuring the continuation of this truly life-changing work. Ayrton Senna envisioned a country where everyone had the opportunity to be victorious in whatever they dreamed of doing. He knew that this possibility was remote for most Brazilians, but he dared to change that reality. 2 months before his tragic accident at the San Marino GP, he shared with his sister Viviane his desire to do something for the future of Brazil and especially for its children. Viviane, already working for human development as a psychologist, wanted to do more for the new generations, and together they dreamed of fulfilling this desire to help the youth of Brazil. Sadly, Ayrton didn't live to implement the life-changing work he imagined. However, despite the pain of their loss, Viviane and the Senna family decided to realize Ayrton's dream with the establishment of the IAS. Success for the IAS is not only seeing the children and youth of Brazil performing well in Portuguese, mathematics and other school subjects. That's because success at school and beyond depends on a wider set of abilities, understandings and values that relate to human life as a whole. The IAS fights illiteracy and truancy but goes above and beyond these problems to educate and prepare a new generation for the challenges of life. By promoting skills and ability problems to educate and prepare a new generation for the challenges of life. By promoting skills and abilities necessary for children to perform well in their social and professional lives, it prepares the youth of today for a world that is in constant transformation. In 2004, the IAS became the first non-governmental organization to receive the UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, seal for the UNESCO Chair in Education and Human Development. In 2012, the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, invited the Instituto Ayrton Senna to join their group of partner organizations. It became the first Brazilian organization to join NET-FWD, Net Forward, its global network of foundations dedicated to promoting social impact. Mclaren Senna GTR concept. McLaren Automotive is to offer a track-only version of its newest Ultimate Series model, the McLaren Senna, unveiled at the 2018 Geneva International Motor Show. The McLaren Senna GTR concept produces more power and torque than the road-legal McLaren Senna, and achieves the quickest McLaren lap times outside Formula One. The use of the GTR name highlights how significant this car is. The first ever McLaren to use the GTR moniker was the F1 GTR that was victorious at the 1995 24 Hours of the Le Mans, and the second was the McLaren P1 TM GTR, the track-only version of the first Ultimate Series. The McLaren Senna GTR will be the next installment of this legendary lineage, based around the same carbon fiber monocoque 3 structure as the McLaren Senna to ensure the core strength and rigidity needed for a top-flight track car. The McLaren Senna GTR will be similar in weight to the 1,198 kg lightest dry total of its road. Legal relation. Exact technical details of the McLaren Senna GTR will be confirmed later in 2018. But it will be the most extreme McLaren ever. The front splitter of the McLaren Senna GTR concept is considerably larger than the road car equivalent and improves front aerodynamic performance in conjunction with the active front aero blades. The car will have a wider track, and enlarged front and rear fenders accommodate this modification, while the outer skin of the doors are pushed in as far as possible towards the center of the car to better channel airflow. The rear clamshell of the McLaren Senna GTR concept is the lowest of any McLaren and aids aerodynamic performance and cooling. Prominent gurney flaps, ahead of a succession of step louvres, direct air away from the rear deck, and the resulting area of low pressure draws hot air out from the high temperature radiators and engine bay. The louvres ensure the airflow does not impact on the efficiency of the rear wing. The McLaren Senna GTR shares its 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine with the road-legal McLaren Senna, but track-only modifications have led to more power and greater torque than the 800 PS and 800 Nm developed in the road car. Horsepower will increase to at least 825 PS and, as such, the car will be faster than the road model in a straight line. Further alterations for the McLaren Senna GTR include the additional benefit of a race-style transmission, revised double wishbone suspension, Pirelli slick tires, and a new wheel design developed specifically for circuit use. Freed from the need to comply with restrictive road legislation and unbound from the limitations of motorsport regulations, the McLaren Senna GTR concept features a significantly enhanced rear diffuser. The complete aerodynamic package creates something truly remarkable. Up to 1,000 kilograms of downforce, 200 kilograms more than the road car. Expressions of interest will be taken at the 2018 Geneva International Motor Show and thereafter. Up to 75 examples will be hand-assembled in Woking, England during 2019.
So they don't really have any new cars much. I'd like to see if we can find. It'd be nice to find. Whoa. McLaren Senna. Apparently they found this car because of a driver called Aaron Senna, I think was his name. This is the first time they ever named a car after a Formula One driver. And I hope you enjoyed the video.